Hello everyone, DQ here, and today I have the U-Shin Showa NX, which is a Japanese high pin count lock. This one has 6, 5, and 3. No, actually that's one inactive pin. So we have 4, 3, 7, 13 pins total, 13 active pins. We have the standard high pin count fake cuts on the side. Here on the top we have 2 max lifts on 1 and 2, 2 low lifts and 2 mid lifts. Here I actually marked the beating. We have 2 very low lifts, 1 max which actually corresponds to this inactive pin. It basically is set from the get-go. Here we have 1 low lift and 1 very low lift which needs to be picked as well. Those first 2 ones I didn't need to touch at all. They're like tip-in drivers, so they kind of set themselves while we work on the other pins. On the other side we have 2 high lifts, 1 ball bearing, 1 which doesn't have pin, and 1 very low lift which also, like those first 2 ones on the right, doesn't require any picking. You just set it as you pick the other pins. And for drivers we have, as you can see, combination of mushrooms and T-pins, and we have 2 chambers where one of which has this pin which is inactive. Basically it sits at shear line. And here we have ball bearing which helps keep the core centered. Excuse me. I sadly lost one of the springs. I will try to find it, but I made a replacement. It acts with the same force with the others ones. I've tested it. So I'm really sorry, Lock Dog. He was kind enough to loan me this lock, but I was just progressive pinning and one of the springs jumped out and I just couldn't find it for the video. But as I said, I will do my best to find it. So anyways, we have those Bible covers which are sliding, and yeah, that's the reason why the spring flew out, because I was sliding and the spring was compressed, and when I released it, it just flew somewhere. So you have to be careful for that. And the core itself has wording, which is kind of nice. It actually prevents you from setting some of those max lifts. It's very annoying. And I had to use combination of a cap pick to set the second pin on the left, and of course my flak dongshi, which I used for most of the picking of the side pins. For the top of the lock I actually had to use a very weird technique. First of all, I was tensioning with this hex screw. It just fits nicely, it gives me tension. But because I didn't have enough reach and the pins kind of get hard when you're at the end of the picking and you risk oversetting, I used this wiper to give myself platform and this SSDF hook in 0.4 millimeters to actually pick the top stack pins. They were the biggest problem for me because there are, this is almost zero lift, this is almost zero lift, and they basically make like a barrier in which you cannot slip your 0.5 millimeter hook or 18,000. You need 15,000. So yeah, that's what I had to use for the top stack, especially for the very back pins. And yeah, also I'm not sure if I mentioned, the core has overmilling on every single one of the chambers, but I didn't feel any of it. I just set every pin once. And what else? Yeah, jiggle test is your friend as always, heavy tension, and in this lock in particular you just really have to watch out for those very low lifts, because they're easy to overset. They give you counter rotation because of the key pin, and if you overset them you just wouldn't know until it's too late, because some other pins will bind and it's just really annoying to deal with. So just try to avoid setting those min lifts. They will set themselves as you try to set other pins. So yeah, that's about it. Now let's pick the lock. U-Shin Showa NX. Finally. Wow, this walk is very tough, but it's picked. Okay. Start with the right row. Okay, left row. Okay, now only the top row is left. One of the springs is different because sadly I lost it while I was progressive pinning, and I'm really sorry for that walk dog. The walk is wound by him, but I will do my best to find it. So this is my replacement that I did. It acts the same, has the same force and doesn't affect picking. And the last pin. So yeah, this is the U-Shin Showa NX picked and gutted. I cannot gut it any further because the wok has those JIS screws in the back, and I don't have a screwdriver that fits. I already stripped a little bit of them, so I won't try. But from what I can see here, the wok has overmilling. And yeah, I will actually leave link to LPU belts in the description where you can see the wok fully gutted, but that's how much I can do it. Here is the wording in the keyway. And here are the pins close up. Hope you enjoyed, have a nice day, and bye bye.